One of these days we'll get a smooth start. I thought it was going to be tonight.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Sparky, where are you at on your build?
My trucker build,
Yeah.
same spot I was at when I shut the camera off.
See, I don't know. The other night, 2 nights ago, I got on and then everything went to hell and nothing came back on. Today I seen number 6 where you glued the fuselage together.
Yeah,
Is that where you're at now then?
yeah.
Okay.
Right here. This is the deal right here.
Okay. Yeah, you got where it ended is you didn't have the wing holes cut out yet or anything. And
Yeah, I did that this morning. That's the only thing I did off camera.
okay. Yeah, it looks real nice.
It's solid.
Now, is that going to have just a normal bell crank and setup, or is it going to have adjustable?
It'll have all the modern feature, adjustable lead outs, and I'll probably have adjustable control horn.
Oh, okay.
What time are you going to be there tomorrow?
Shit, mate. I'm hoping by at least 11 o'clock. About a 4.5 hour drive for me. So,
Yeah, I'll be there probably around 11 or 12 myself. So I got some things I got to do around here before I go.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get there as early as I can. Just because it's 4.5 hours, and then I don't know. I thought about going a little bit later because they have that dinner and stuff, and that goes late. And it's a 4.5 hour drive home. So,
But well, you're going to be there Saturday night, right?
I'm gonna stay for like their dinner, what a pizza party or whatever they have and stuff, and then I'll kick it on home.
Well, that CLPA is until Sunday.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be there for that. I just kind of go down and see everybody. Bring you your stuff, and John wants some stuff, and get that all done. And because I don't know what other things will be at this year where I'll see anybody or whatever. So, is John going or not?
Yeah. How much am I going to owe you for the nitro so I can bring some money?
It's 45 for the nitro.
All right.
Where's this contest y'all are talking about?
It's at the net. It'll be on the L pad.
Now, why do they call it the L pad? Is it an old runway that's just shaped like a L?
I don't know. They made it look like an L.
This was always a modeling airport. Was this ever a full-size airport that they built the AMA headquarters on?
It was a bean field.
What?
Yeah.
Bean field.
The old farmer's house is still there. I guess there was barns and stuff there at one time, but they're not there no more.
Yeah. Somebody's planting corn and stuff out there. Is that the AMA that grows that crop?
No, they lease that land.
That's the adjacent property, or
no, that's their property. They just lease it out.
Sharecroppers.
Yeah.
The old farmer's house, it was the hobby shop.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
I always liked that hobby shop, but it's too bad it closed down there.
That was cool.
carried a lot of stuff at one time.
Yeah, there's a lot of flying places you guys talk about that I'll never get to see. I'd love to be able to take the grand tour and fly at a lot of the old storied places, but I guess I'd have to be happy with what I got right here in my own neighborhood. Stuka just joined the conversation. Who might Stuka be?
I don't know. It dropped out.
Yeah, it's gone already.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess the L-pad, they do fly RC off of it also, so it's on an angle. So depending on the wind, you can take off, in all four directions and land.
They fly the big jets off of there and that stuff.
Yeah. As rough as it is right now, though, I can't see a jet, taking off, doing 70, 80 miles an hour on takeoff and hit a big ass crack in the concrete, fold landing gear or whatever.
That would suck.
Yeah, because they were supposed to grind it and everything, but whatever, but they didn't do it this year.
Hey, Sparky, do you know if the control managed video quality that I have on the three dots has anything to do with you guys, or is that just from my own system?
Just you.
That's what I figured. Just wanted to double check that.
Jeff has the best connection. He has a crystal clear picture.
Yeah.
Which one, mine?
Yours, yeah. I just lowered my bandwidth a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know where mine is actually at.
Mine always goes to the very top. I just knocked it down one notch. I can't tell any difference though.
It's a better picture from here. It was pixelated.
Click Daily UK. Hello, this Click Daily UK live reporting about you. Okay. We'll probably block that one.
What's that about? Where was that at?
It says Click Daily UK is the name of the channel. Hello, the Click Daily UK live reporting about you. So maybe they're doing a report on our show, or maybe it's just somebody fooling around. I think I'll remove that.
I don't see it.
I'm gonna wait and see if it develops into anything else. I'll leave it there for a minute.
Sparky,
Could be a good guy.
on your video feed things, do you get to pick who the commercials are from?
Nope. Nope. Where did you see that, Rusty?
That's the last text in the text box, at the bottom of the text box.
I don't see it. On the chat, you mean in YouTube?
Yep.
I don't see it. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see here.
We've had a few people come in that kind of look like trolls, and I've blocked them. But other than that, we've had pretty good experience.
Just let that go. I'm going to find out what that's about.
Yeah, I usually go look at their page, but it eats up so much bandwidth to do that. Opening a new tab and opening their channel.
Might get a chatter here. Hold on.
They kind of look like trolls. So, Jeff, what you been doing for fun?
Sanding away on primer and filler and trying to get that lark smooth enough to start finish painting.
That's cool.
And right now with the motor, landing gear, and ready for pretty close to ready for paint, it weighs 38 ounces.
That's got a like a 25 size motor in it.
No, I'm gonna put a Fox 40
So
in it.
my workers down there is looking for one to report on.
I think that's Sparky clicking
Yeah.
around.
Also, soon coming to Click Daily UK, we'll be taking live calls from the people. We'll answer your questions. We'll be live streaming your call, talking about a topic that you want to speak about. Anything that you want to know what you want from Click Daily UK, we'll bring to you soon. Once we have at least 1,000 subscribers, we'll buy an extra phone for people to speak to us on our live streaming channel. And I will now leave it here.
I think let's block that.
In the comment,
It's not
Sounds like an Alice concert.
Yeah, that's spam.
Coolerton microphone is awesome.
it's not a video. It's just a podcast.
Yeah. Somehow we got crossed up with that, or somehow he got in here. I don't know.
Sounds like a damn Arab.
Yeah.
No, he's from England.
Yeah, some Arab English guy or whatever. But
Sounded like the guy you call at the computer help desk.
You want to remove it, or you want me to remove it, Sparky?
Go ahead, remove it.
Okay. Done.
So what do you think, Sparky? The thing weighs in at 38 when it was ready for paint. 52-inch powered with a 40.
38 ready for paint, huh?
Yeah. I figure 44 to 48 by the time it's done.
Yeah. Well, be great. What's the wingspan?
52?
It'll be 52 ounces.
50, you think it'll be 52? Well, yeah, probably, because I'm using House of Color.
Yeah. Pretty good rule of thumb, ounce per inch.
Okay.
what's the wingspan on the one, the Tucker Special?
I don't know.
It's one of those things you'll figure out when you build it.
We might be going to measure it now.
I don't know. I'll measure it when I'm done building it. I'll let you know when it came out. That's how mine usually work.
It doesn't say anywhere. I have to measure it. Stupid metric. Roller.
I'd never heard of a Tucker Special until Sparky started working on this one.
Famous airplane.
A friend of mine built one from a kit. I don't know where he got the kit, but it was a good flying airplane.
Did he have as big an engine as yours is going to? No, you're not flying a Tucker. Never mind.
No, his had an OS 40 in it.
Yeah.
It appears to be a 52-inch wingspan.
That's about the same size as the Lark.
The Lark. Yeah, that's what I was actually talking about a second ago. So
What is that? 500 some square inches, or does it get the square inches on it?
No, this it really doesn't.
Now, a Nobler, isn't that around 500 square inches, 500 some?
Yep.
And you got, what'd your Nobler weigh in at? 38 ounces?
Yep.
So really to get a bigger airplane to fly well, like a 600 square inch, you'd have to have that at what, way less than 60 ounces.
Yeah. This says 572 as a guess, probably around 550.
Okay.
I was debating on how to do this if I was going to do it like the kit is laid out and do it all by hand and jig it up. But I think I'm going to do a lost foam jig and do a geodesic wing to get rid of some of these ribs. It's got 26 ribs.
Wow.
Are both sides the same length?
No, there's about 3/4 of an inch asymmetry. I've been looking for a 5/8 diameter tail wheel. I can't find one anywhere.
I haven't
Look in
seen
the
one of those in a long
look in
time.
the half A main gear stuff at the hobby shop. Maybe if the main's on a half A, it'd be that size.
I might make one on the lathe and put an O-ring on it.
Yeah, so that thing's a true, 40 size airplane then.
Yeah,
40, 45.
but I'm only going to have a 32 in it.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot to call. I got to call Randy before I go to sleep. I'll see you guys. I'll see you there about noon tomorrow.
All right. Okay. See you
See ya.
Marky.
All right. See you later. Drive safe.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Sparky. Have a good time tomorrow. Yeah, that Tucker was a good flying plane. A buddy of mine built one. It was probably 10 years ago. And we took it out and flew it. He really enjoyed it. He said it flew really good.
Did he fly Pampa stunt with it or old time or what's it best for?
He flew what he called painting the sky.
Yeah, freestyle.
Yeah. He didn't fly any given pattern. He just went
Yeah.
out and had fun.
That's what I like to do with small planes is just punch smoking holes in the sky.
Yeah.
And occasionally a smoking hole in the ground.
Every once in a while that happens.
I'm pretty good at keeping them in the air as far as the half A's, just yanking them around and having fun. Sometimes one will get away from me, but they're so fast you can't help it. Sometimes you just either think too far ahead of time or too far behind the time. Either one of those will kill you.
Yeah. I know one thing I noticed is the half A's are getting a lot bigger these days. Mine was
Yeah, well, we got 061s are now considered half A in most contests, at least local contests, and so people are putting bigger wing areas on them.
Well, yeah, you figure how much more horsepower they're getting out of a half A motor than when we were.
Yeah, yeah, they're not flying little old 049 Reedies anymore. They're flying Russian rotary valved engines, and they are a whole different machine. When they turn uh, 30,000 RPMs up there and really chew the sky up. So
Yeah.
you need more wing. I don't know if half A is that's an archaic classification anyway, but we just use it to distinguish what we're talking about from the big ones.
Yeah, what are the
It's
bigger
easier.
Class B or Class C?
No, I'm not sure. I think Class B, it's an engine designation.
Yeah.
Class B started anything bigger than a 049 up to a certain point, and I don't know what our 35 and 40 and 50 sizes would add up to, and this might be just free flight designations too. I'm not even sure if it has anything to do with stunt
No,
or
they still have in racing they still use it. They have A speed, B speed, C speed, and D speed. The D speed is like over 60, 60 and bigger.
yeah.
That's got to be a ton of pull on the pilot.
And A goes up to what 1.2 or 1.1. I don't know. Well,
Probably 0.048, I guess.
0.049. That's why it's a half A. It's half.
Or half A, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's one. We used to have 049s. That would make it one if it's a half A. A 61.
Yeah. And the Cox 015 point 051, that's what I'm trying to say. The Cox 051 is a Class A, and so I don't know where that bracket ends.
No, that's still half A too. If a 061 is half A.
Well, that's a new thing because the reason for the 051 was so you could fly in two different classes by changing engines on the same airframe. One was 049 for the half A size, and 051 was for the next class up, which I guess was A size. But now 061's thrown a wrench in the works, and that doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah, I know that. My brother flies half A in speed, and then he flies B speed, and I believe B is a 15.
I bet it is.
Maybe
Or
the 10 is an A.
maybe so.
What's that?
Maybe like a 10 is an A, and then
Yeah.
up to a 20 B.
Yeah,
I don't know.
a 40.
75 must be.
A 40 is a C, I think. It falls in there somehow. Like 30, I think above a 36. It's like with carrier. You can only use the biggest you can use is 36 because that falls in one of them numbers.
Okay.
So if a 36 may be a B size motor, or it must be the end of B because that's as big as you can use. Then 40 to 60 or 37 to 60. It's cubic inches or whatever, but yeah, they had A, B,
Yeah.
C, and D.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I always knew half A was a golden B, and the big planes were a 35. Yeah, that's when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, B plate. Yeah.
And the medium size was a 19, McCoy 19.
Yeah, see, that makes sense because the B was a 35 and 30. It probably goes actually to 36 because that's probably where they get you can't go bigger than a 36.
That's where the
And that
combat.
was combat. Combat was always 36s also. That was the top on them. And C size must started at 37 and above, up to 60.
I'll have to look into AMA archives and get an old rule sheet and read it, and it would be in there. I think they got them all the way back.
Well, yeah, in OS, they had 59s.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's so they weren't breaking the D class.
right. So they weren't D class, but it used to be the size of the motor is where your line size had to be. Now we do it by weight.
That's right. The old classification was line size.
Right. So when you got to D, you had to have bigger 18 thousandths lines. So they made the damn motors 59s. You could use a smaller line on them and stuff.
That would make perfect sense.
But I think that all went away when they started doing weight.
Yeah, they might have decided that was inviting safety issues and went with weight, which makes more sense.
Yeah.
To me, it
Well,
does.
with all the horsepower they're getting out of engines these days, I remember it used to be a Fox 35 would barely pull a Nobler. Now you can get a Fox 35 that'll pull basically a 56-inch plane.
Yeah, and I got a Fox 36 that pulls my Super Satan at 120 miles an hour too. So
Right. Exactly.
that's a needle bearing engine.
Seeing that, that 36 again ends that one class, and I think that was line size 2 for combat. Now they call it fast combat. They do 36s, but
Have they stepped
I
up
don't
the
know
line
if you could put.
for fast yet?
What's that?
Have they stepped up the line size for fast combat yet?
Um,
I don't
I
hear
think
about
it's still 18,000s.
still 18.
Yeah, I think it's for the 21s and stuff like that now, because they do it on speed. And that's like when my brother races speed, different classes have different line sizes just because of how fast they go, not by what, it has weight and stuff on it too, but you got to use a certain, that they do the pull test on that, but
Yeah.
they,
Well, out of Whittier Narrows, I used to fly speed limit or 80 mile an hour. And it did everything we could to put a streamer on it, hang tape off the wing, get it down to 79 miles an hour. So you're under the speed limit. But the fast guys, they were flying Nelsons at 115. One
Yeah.
guy was pulling, Alan DeVoe was pulling 122 out of his. And they were breaking 18,000 lines.
No shit, really.
Just flying. That's not getting tangled
That's
up.
that's a pretty tough line to break.
Yeah, it's a
If they
200-pound pull.
if they go to the new materials instead of steel, it wouldn't be so easy to break.
Probably not.
Gary Sinclair says he's got a K&B 19.
yeah, you know what? That's why they have 20 size motors, but that's why there was a 19 also. Because I think A went to 19, and then 20 to 36 was your next class.
B class.
Yeah.
37 to
Because, right. That's why you had it's like, well, why wouldn't Indian stuff make a 20? Because it puts you in the next class.
You ever play around with an Enya 29?
Yeah, I have one. It runs beautiful.
My dad had one and we could never get it to run. We tried all three different, had the little plastic Venturi inserts.
Has it got little square black plastic Venturi?
Yeah. We tried all three different sizes. We tried the stock needle valve. We tried a Fox needle valve. We tried a McCoy needle valve. Nobody knew anything about Super Tigers back then. We're talking in the 70s. We didn't know anything about them.
Yeah, that Indian 29's got the power. I think it has more power than the Fox 35.
Really?
That one of mine really runs good. And I have an Indian 19 that it's such a nice motor, but I took it off the airplane because I had to add so much nose weight because the motor's so light.
Wow.
So I stuck a heavier motor on it just because it balanced the airplane. I'm like, well, I'll use the Indian 19 for an airplane where instead of adding tail weight, and I never ended up building another airplane where I needed a lighter motor.
Yeah, being too light would be like having too much money. It would be a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's just, that rugged stunt trainer. I had it on that. The power was really good, but it was so tail heavy that I ended up putting um someone's trying to get in here.
Yeah, fellow Jitster, he doesn't have a profile name assigned yet.
Oh, it's that.
And
Oh my God. Kick him out.
oh,
Oh,
Glenn.
Hey,
It's
Lane.
that guy that uses our forum for a
make,
sleeping pill.
make yourself a profile, Lynn.
He can't sleep tonight, so he came on again.
pipe
Hey,
down over
Lynn.
there.
Lynn, go to the click the little three dots and make yourself a profile so you got a name.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Where's the
Bottom
three
right,
dots in front of me?
three dots on the bottom right of the big screen. Yeah. And click that. And at the top, it says, I think it says profile. Mine says Rusty, but that's where you assign yourself a profile name.
Okay.
While you're fooling with that, Jack Snavely's got a stunt question. He says, so if your engine goes lean and speeds up at the end, do you get a score against your flight? And the answer to that, Jack, is no. There's no rules that dictate the speed of the flight. As long as the high speed doesn't cause you to botch or reduce the quality of your maneuvers, then you can fly any speed you want to. You probably might be doing 100 miles an hour, and it'll be hard for the judges to write down your score in your 2 laps between stunts. But no, leaning out and going fast does not affect your score. Not in any kind of sport that I know of.
Usually you try to put more fuel in it so it doesn't hit the lean part until after you're done flying, and that gives you.
Sometimes you get something stuck in there,
Yeah.
for whatever reason. It goes lean. Goes if it overheats, it'll go lean. Profiles are famous for vibrating too much and making bubbles and going lean.
Yeah.
So I always put a shot of Armor All in my fuel in the profiles.
So you got a name now?
Yeah, Len.
Oh,
that
There
was
it is.
hard.
maybe you put it in there, Mr. Sleepy or something like that.
It should remember that when you come back. Hey, you doing, Lynn? I hadn't seen you. I've been wondering where you were.
Oh, I've been good. I've just been busy. I've been working and going here, going there, flying lots of airplanes.
Oh, well, that's good.
Had a contest. Let's see, was it last weekend or the weekend? But maybe the weekend
Yeah,
before.
the weekend before, yeah. John Parrish.
Weekend before. We had lots of entries. We had 7 entries, I think, in stunt. It was good. Good turnout.
Yeah, John said it was good flying.
Yeah, Constantine was there, and he showed us all how it was done again.
Yeah.
And he actually went to New Jersey last weekend and cleaned up down there too, at the Garden State Circle Burners.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's really flying well.
What is it? I wonder why he doesn't come to the Nats.
I'm not sure. I think he's flying airplanes that he may not have built at this point. You see, he's flying
Oh,
like I know he has at least. I don't know if they're the Yatsenkos, or I think he's got another thing going on now where he's working with somebody from the Ukraine, and they're working on building airplanes together. So
oh, that's cool.
I don't know exactly the whole deal on it, but that's what's happening. So I guess maybe at the Nats he might not get appearance points. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. How's
Yeah,
Naomi doing?
she's doing good. Still working on her stunts, and she's got inverted mastered now. She can
Good.
fly inverted like nobody's business. But we're still working on some of the looping stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Some days it goes good, some days not so good. So we're gonna go out and try it again tomorrow.
Yeah, that's all you can
And
do is just keep at it.
keep at
Yeah,
it. Just keep
some days
banging away at it.
concentration's better than other days.
Yeah, well, we all have good days and bad days at this. I mean, even those of us who fly a lot, some days go better than others. I mean, I'll go out some days and my patterns, I think they look pretty good. And then the next day I go out and I can't do it. It's just it's not as crisp, not as clean. And it's not even always the air. It's just, I don't know. Some days it just is there and some days it isn't. You have to be able to see it and feel it and be right in the groove. Otherwise it isn't happening. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I think it's, with anything like you're tired, your concentration and stuff like that goes. When I was shooting
Yeah,
trap,
exactly.
they said, some days you go out there and it looks like the machine is throwing aspirins. And the next day,
Exactly.
you go out there and it looks like it's throwing
Yeah.
dinner plates.
Yeah, and exactly. And it's funny, I think it's the same with if you're a pitcher in baseball, you go out and you throw one day and you throw really well, and then the next time out, you can't do it. It just
Yeah.
isn't there.
Yeah.
You
And
either have your stuff or you don't, and it's so frustrating because I'll go out there some days and I know I'm flying well. And then I go out the next time and the wind may not be that bad or anything else, but I just can't seem to hit them the way I want to.
Well, look at these golfers. They get on streaks, like
Exactly. It's the same.
McIlroy and back when Tiger did it, stuff like that. Then all of a sudden they can't make the cut. It's like
Yeah, yeah. And you stand there going, why can't
how to golf?
that guy make the cut? Yeah, exactly.
right, the best golfer in the world last season and can't even make it onto the green this season.
Yeah. So go figure. It makes no sense whatsoever. And you stand there going, what am I doing wrong that I wasn't doing wrong last week? Why can't I find it? Like, why can't I find that 5-foot bottom consistently this week when last week I could?
It
Very
has
strange.
something to do with concentration and I don't know
Yeah.
about your eyes and that one coach,
Like just,
shooting coach, he always said that you had to rest your eyes. He said that when you shoot
exactly.
bad, you're tired. Your eyes are tired.
Yeah.
And you think that
But it's funny. I worked yesterday. I was quite tired. I came home, went out to the field to fly with Brad LaPointe. And for some reason, even though it was really windy and it was shitty, I knew I was flying well. I only put in a couple of flights, but I knew that I was flying well. And then other days, it's just not there. So it's funny. I can't I can't pinpoint what it is. But I think you're right. Concentration's a big part of it.
seeing, yeah.
Focus. Being focused. I mean, I watched Constantine and John Paris at the last contest, and when they're flying in the event, very focused.
Yeah.
Very focused during their flight.
A lot of it I've found has a lot to do with how relaxed you are where you're flying also. If you're relaxed, you can concentrate a lot easier.
Most definitely.
And with a friend of mine, in fact, we were talking about a buddy of mine who built a Tucker Special a few years ago. The only way he could fly and keep that thing off the ground is to have 3 beers before he started flying.
Yeah, I don't think I'll try that one.
I used to have
You could do it.
I used to have a perfect amount of beer to be able to drive a golf ball and consistently get down to the green, and it was 2. If I had more than 2 or less than 2, I couldn't do shit with a golf ball. But
Go figure.
who can hang on to a exact 2 beer buzz for a whole golf game? So that's not a good thing to count on.
Well, as well as I go.
And how long do they last? For the whole 18 holes, or do you have to?
That's the problem.
As well as I golf, it's a whole lot more fun on a 6-pack.
Well, yeah, and really, it's like with golf, flying, control line, whatever. How long you have to keep your concentration?
Yeah,
that's true.
I
Did
mean,
y'all see Trayan's thread and Stunthangar? I don't know if y'all know or not. He calls himself TDM on Stunthangar, and it was what do you focus on when you're flying? And there's so many different answers to that, but
most definitely,
by and large, most people don't focus on anything specifically. The best answer I saw was go out and assess where your benchmarks, not benchmarks, but reference marks are, as a, so that with the wind at your back, this is where I want my intersections to be, where I pull up, where I come down. and then just try to stick with that and not really focus on the ground or the plane, because you need to see it kind of all. You just fly with your peripheral vision.
Well, that
I
was
would go ahead.
it was like when I was doing all that shooting. You know, they said you only had to concentrate for 5 seconds in shooting deals. By the time you get ready, or by the time you pull the trigger, it's only 5 seconds. And people have a hard time concentrating that long. So, you know, we worked with Samantha on that in between her maneuvers to try to relax.
Yeah.
And then when she sets her feet, she has to concentrate again on what she's doing and then relax, you know.
Right.
And, you know, she was working on that because there's no way you can concentrate for 5 minutes. You know, you'll be out there, and I'm not a good flyer. I'll be going out there and thinking, oh shit, I got to do laundry tonight. I'm like, how the hell did that pop into my
No,
head?
no. Yeah,
And
and I have to go
different
to
stuff
sleep
like that
early.
pops into your head when you're doing things, you know, and it's like you lose all concentration. But yeah,
It is.
I think that the guys that, you know, David and all that kind of stuff, they found out how to concentrate when they have to,
Yeah.
you know.
I find my biggest weakness is intersections. I suck at them. Like my bottoms are pretty good. My consistency's pretty good, except for intersections. I can't seem to do this thing where you visualize where to go up, like to find that middle of, like, let's just talk about horizontal eights, both round and square. I can't find the center consistently. I'm off. I like one will be too far one way, then the next one's
Yeah.
too far the other way. I'm crisscrossing or I'm spacing, and it just makes me nuts.
What about your loops? You're playing loops with no intersections, but consecutively, do you tend to walk them?
No problem.
No
Nope.
problem.
Tend to have them. I'm good there. It's when what happens is when I do the inside loop, it's fine. It's nice and round. Bottom's good. Come up through the intersection and I can see where it is, but I can't seem to tell how big to make the other side so that I come back to that same spot.
Yeah.
I either make it too small or too big almost every time, trying to find that intersection coming back.
Yeah, last year a little bit, but the year before was Samantha on her square eights, and I don't know how she got doing it or whatever. Hold on a second, I gotta pop off this thing. There it goes. Her first square, she'd come in and do it,
Yeah.
come back out, come back up, come over here, and then do a complete, not even get close to where that intersection was. She'd
And be
come
going
up,
up again.
and then she'd come and then hit the last three of them. And it's like, why do you start it here and then finish it there? She's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, you set
Yeah,
it.
you have to constantly be drawing it.
She was setting it from her left hand side. The first one was like a throwaway. And then once she set that the outside, then she hit it every time. And she goes, I'm not doing that. We had to film her. I'm like, yes, you are.
Yeah, this is what you're doing, and you know what's interesting is I have the same problem. People will tell me what I'm doing, and I'll say no, I'm not,
Yeah.
because I truly don't believe that I'm doing it until I, again, as you say, film it or have somebody actually be able to see it and go, oh my God, it's way off. Because when you're doing it, you don't think you're way off, but you are.
Yeah, it was like with the wing over. She leaned her head.
Mm-hmm.
She set her
Yeah.
feet and then looked back and leaned her head down so she could see the airplane coming, but she didn't straighten her head back up.
That changes the reference point.
Yeah, so now it's like fly over your nose while your nose is leaning, and she's doing these weird wing overs. So I'm not doing that. I'm like, yes, you are. And it's like you don't do that when you go into your overhead eight and stuff. You bring that up nice and straight. So we had to get her head and body, and so that she had a reference point, because
One of the things I've been really working on this year is posture. I've noticed that when I watch David Fitzgerald or I watch Orestes when they fly, like you watch videos of them or Igor, their posture is perfect every
No
flight.
matter no matter how different they are from each other, they individually look exactly the same every
Their
time.
posture is so clean.
Yeah.
They don't waste movements. You don't see their heads bobbing and their arms flying all over the place or any of that crap. Everything is so smooth. They got to have it right. So what I've been doing is working very hard on my posture when I do those maneuvers so that I plant myself and I'm set to do the maneuver every single time. And I don't move until that maneuver is done. I try to stay as still as possible because every movement you make makes the airplane do some funny little thing.
Well, yeah. Well, you got to figure too, and we worked with that with Samantha, and that was big art,
Yeah.
with her about that. Because what it is, if you go out there and you're not set and you start moving, you lost concentration on your airplane. Because now
Exactly.
your mind's doing something else, making your body do
Yeah.
this when you're trying.
Oh yeah.
If you don't move and you're concentrating on and that has to do with concentration too. That
Yeah.
moving around.
Like even with the reverse wing over, like I pull into it when I set myself and plant myself to do the first part of the reverse wing over, I go straight up over the top with my arm down the other side. I don't move my feet. I come around the half lap, come straight up again, try to hit the same spot, and I don't move anything until I'm 3/4 of the way down that far side, and then I pull my left foot back and try to pull the bottom out.
Yeah.
There's no movement through the whole maneuver till it's almost done.
Yeah, because like I said,
Because once you move, the airplane moves.
yeah, and you're losing concentration on what you can't do two things at one time.
Exactly. And I watched Dave and Orestes on video do their overhead eights and their clover. And when they do them, they stay still the whole time. They're not walking around and stepping here and stepping there. They plant and they do the maneuver and even the exit. They just turn their
Yeah, they
body. They
twist their
don't
whole
turn. They
body
don't
to
move
it.
their feet.
They twist their whole
When they
body.
exit, they do not. I see so many people turn around to do the exit back over their head. You don't need to do that. You leave your feet staying right where they are and just turn your body and bring your arm down and pull out.
That's when I start stumbling and almost have to recover from, almost falling.
Yeah.
Is in the overhead eight and the clover pull out.
So the secret to that then is try to practice that stuff in your own living room without an airplane. You don't need an airplane. So work on
Yeah.
just your balance. You can do that at home.
And you know what? It's easier to do
Working on
with
that
an
balance.
airplane. It's easier to do that with an airplane because it pulls on me and helps hold me up.
Well, that's true too.
You don't get as
True too.
with the plane in your hand. So
Yeah.
that's probably even more helpful dry flying.
Yeah, maybe once your hips and everything are better, you'll be able to set better. Because that's another thing too. If you watch them, they kind of like they're riding a horse.
That's right.
Standing real straight. They're dropping.
Especially David, boy, he had a wide stance when he was doing the overhead eights.
Right, because he wants to have the
well
balance.
planted.
Yeah, he wants to have the balance and everything. And he was
because otherwise you get pulled out of it.
Yeah.
If you watch Samantha in some videos, if there's anything on there, all of her stuff she does now, her feet are wide apart, shoulder width. That's your balance point.
At least that much.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have no control, and it will pull you out of the maneuver.
Yeah, you hit wind, it pulls hard.
Next thing you know, you're stumbling around.
Yeah,
exactly. You have to plant firmly and not move, and only use your arm and follow the maneuver. It's just like writing, only you're writing with your hand instead of the end. It's almost the same thing like writing.
Yeah, drawing,
plant and write.
That's why I probably no good at control line because I couldn't draw a round circle on a piece of paper if I tried. To sit there and just go and try to come up and meet points. It'd be all. I can meet them at the end, but it's all egg shaped and all that kind of stuff. But that's Samantha was in art class and stuff like that. And she can go up and draw a circle on a piece of paper, and it's like, how in the hell you do that? Or a square and make it look, all the sides.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
if
she
you
doesn't look at that piece of chalk or that marker while she's doing it. She just does
Yeah.
that probably.
Yeah,
looking
she just, that one time she was doing balloons, and I'm like, my God,
well, the question is, how much have you practiced it though?
yeah, doing that stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if we all spent a week and sat in front of ourselves and we weren't worried about wasting a few sheets of paper, I bet after a week you could draw a pretty good circle consistently.
Well, that's what she said. She goes, it's no different than me drawing on paper or drawing in the air.
Right. The secret is just do the maneuver with a pen in your hand, with your hand, and see
Right.
how it goes. Oh, it sucked. Well, guess what? Do another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, until you can do two of them in a row, right on top of each other with a small radius corner.
Yeah.
I've never actually tried it. I'd have to take a piece of paper in front of me and just actually try and draw a loop and see what it looks like, and I'll show you on here.
A big
Yeah.
whiteboard is actually the best thing to use if you got
That's even
one.
better. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A whiteboard would be perfect. Might help me with my intersections too.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can draw my intersections better than I can fly them.
Back when I was teaching electronics and machinery to my office machines students, I built I went to Lowe's or Home Depot and got some of that white stuff you use for bathroom walls and made a whiteboard out of it. And it was like 15 feet long and 8 feet tall at the top, probably 4 feet off the ground. So yeah, 4 feet tall, I guess. And that made a great panel for if I wanted to practice. I wasn't flying back then, but that would have made a good one to start all round loops with.
Yeah. It's crazy, how things are. It's like, back to shooting. And I practice, you can practice with a broomstick or whatever, but setting the gun and like go to the corner in a straight line and practice that, because when you film somebody shooting, most people can't go after something in a straight line. If in the thing you'll see them, the gun's doing this weave and and tries to come in there to get it. The really good shooters, they can just start here and go there. I mean, it's a straight line.
Yeah. Do you look at the sight at all when you're shooting?
You all look at what?
Do you look at the gun sight at all when you're trap shooting?
No.
Hell no. Steve's like Billy the Kid. He shoots from the hip.
You know what's crazy is our coach, you go for a 20 because you get 25 targets. So you want, 25 straight. And the coach is like, you guys are overthinking this and everything. He goes, it's the same thing every time. And he goes, I'll show you how easy it is. So he takes his shotgun, gets up there with 25 shells and shot from the hip and broke all 25.
Wow. I was kidding.
No, I should.
He probably couldn't tell
like,
you how he does it either. It's just something that comes naturally.
Well, what he says is that, you got to go in a straight line. And usually from like the hip, if you see somebody, they move. But his body, like Len was saying, once you set, nothing changed. It was just like, he just moved the gun. His body didn't move. But yeah, he could shoot 25 from the hip. But he's the only guy that's won everything in the U.S. championships. He's won every discipline, and he's done it for years, and he's just really good at it.
It would be interesting to see if you had an airplane that was fairly well trimmed, but you could afford to lose it, and you put it in Dave Fitzgerald's hands and blindfold him and say, okay, fly the pattern. I bet it would be very interesting, and I bet you he probably wouldn't crash.
If it was in decent trim, yeah,
That's
if
what I'm
it-
saying. If it was a well-trimmed airplane
yeah.
and he had a few flights on it first just to get used to it, I bet he could fly a pretty nice looking pattern without seeing any of the maneuvers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know, it's like
probably true.
Samantha, and especially the combat guys. If you say something to her and you talk it to her, she flies back here. She can do figure eights and not look at the airplane. She knows where the damn
Oh
airplane.
yeah, oh yeah.
You know, they come back around. You know, and it's
Wild,
like,
eh?
how the hell you fly that behind your back?
Fly combat for a year, you'll learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
don't.
Yeah, most of the combat guys can do it because they don't look at their own airplane; they're looking at the other guy's plane. They want
Yeah,
to know where the
yeah,
other guy is, not where they are.
Yeah,
They have to know where they are all the time.
one of the first things I had to deal with combat was learning to watch the other guy's plane. Every time he'd pull up, I'd pull down into the ground trying to correct it. I would see his plane flinch
oh
up,
no
I would
shit.
correct mine down.
Oh, your reflexes were kicking in when you were looking at the other plane. That's
Yeah.
pretty weird. I never thought of that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then after I got over that, I could fly without looking at it, and I could put my airplane where he was trying to put his. It took about 3 years to get even close to being as minimally good as I got, but I think I won one of the little local contests out of the 3 years of trying it. And I won a whole $35.
Yeah. Well, that's like
Well, it's like
Samantha.
someone. Go ahead.
You know, I guess you guys, as you get better, saving an airplane. You know, if it gets blown out of maneuver,
Yeah.
you know, or you lose line tension and stuff like that. It got at the end to where Samantha didn't make her decision until right at the last split second. You know, which way she was going to go. You know, stuff like that. It's like I lose line tension. I start running back. I may be going the wrong damn direction. Trying to, you know what I'm saying? If it's coming off on a thing, I'm
That's
actually
right.
backing some way with it and not knowing I don't have to go backwards. I got to go left or right or whatever to do that. And it's just not backing up.
Yeah. Depending on what it's doing, you could have to go a number of directions. It's not
Right.
always backing up. Sometimes, if the airplane's cutting across the circle, well, now you got to go the opposite way it's going.
Exactly. Yeah.
If the airplane's lost control and it's slack and it's going one way, you want to be going the other way every time.
Yeah. And it's hard to get used to do that because the first thing you,
Oh, most definitely, because the first reaction always is, "Oh, back up, back up." Well,
Yeah.
you're backing up the same way the airplane's going. Good night.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. I couldn't
You got to
get,
be going the other way.
yeah. Yeah. She got good at, you know, catching that shit. And, but
Yeah, reading what it's going to do when it all goes to hell in a handbasket. You got to be able to read it.
Hey, Lynn, just an idea for your intersections and trying to get them more centered.
I'm sorry, I can't hear. I'm having trouble hearing you, bud.
Oh,
I don't know if your mic's not loud or if mine's not picking it up.
No? How about that? Can you hear me now?
I can't change anybody's volume. You can turn your volume
Okay.
up. But
I can turn mine up?
no, I mean, Lynn can turn his speaker volume up.
Oh,
Okay.
That's the
I
only
can
answer.
figure out how to do it. Yeah, I can do that. Hang on. That's what I'll do. It may be me. Yeah, my speakers are only at 50%, so hang on.
now can you hear us?
You be nice. All right, now try it.
Okay, one thing my dad
I hear
Can
ya.
you hear me? Yeah, one
Yeah.
thing my dad did when I was learning to fly stunts with the intersections, we took a piece of PVC and put some red duct tape on it.
right?
And we would stand it right straight downwind from the center of the circle.
That's a good
And
idea.
it just gave me something to look at
That's
to
right.
to make sure that was directly downwind.
Yeah, because I find I have trouble with the, oh, let's use a cloud or use a tree. It doesn't seem to work good for me.
Yeah.
Clouds are always moving.
And now the
I like
thing is,
to move. Yeah.
if it's windy, I biased my loops based on need in wind, but I don't bias my eights. I fly them straight downwind, so that would work fine for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might give it a shot. It might help.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's a good idea.
Anyhow,
I'm
big
going to
time.
try that. I'm going to make it. What I'll actually use is I'll make a stand with a pool noodle and
That'll
and
work.
put it directly downwind. Now, see, I use pool noodles on our field already, one in each corner. Like I have 4 of them on the field now, so that I can see my bottoms if I'm at 5 feet all the way around when I'm flying level.
Put a
But
5
I'm going to put one directly downwind while I'm flying.
Yeah, and put a 5-foot mark directly downwind too, so
Yeah.
you got one more reference point.
I might even actually make a T so that way I can see both the flat and the vertical.
Put your mark at 4 foot and practice 4 foot. That way your 5 foot will come out smoother. That works for
Well,
me.
the thing is, I can fly 5, 4, 6, or 3. I don't have a problem, but I'm always aiming for 5 so that I'm in the middle. I want to always try to be at the 5 feet.
Yeah.
If I'm at 4 feet and I'm a bit low, I'm out. If I'm at 6 feet or a bit high, I'm out. I want to be as close to that 5 every time as I can get. That's why I put it always at 5.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because if you're flying 4-foot bottoms, eventually some of them are going to be 3.5. And if you're flying 6-foot bottoms, some of them are going to be 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I
So
flew
I
with Bill,
always aim for 5. Always.
when I flew later on with Bill Noyes and Tom Warden, we
I
used to get
understand
out
what you're
there.
saying, though.
Yeah, Bill and I used to try to fly 3.5-foot bottoms.
I did that for a lot. What I did when I was a lot of people in control line, as you know, are afraid of bottoms, and therefore they're always high.
Yep.
And the secret to beating that I found when I was about 20 or 19 was I got an old beater airplane. I got an old Midwest Messerschmitt off a guy for $10.
Yep.
I strapped my old engine on it and I went out there and I just didn't care. I said, I'm going to fly low I am going to learn to fly low bottoms. And you know, after doing that for about 3 weeks to a month, I never had a fear of flying low bottoms again.
Yeah, I did that with my SIG Acrobat.
Yep. You just get to that point where if you want to fly low bottoms, the only way to learn to fly low bottoms is to fly low bottoms. You don't have to use your best plane to do it, but if you take any airplane and you just go out there and you fly low bottoms, eventually it comes naturally. You don't have a fear of them anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah,
I don't have a fear of low bottoms. But I have friends who have been flying for 20 years and they'll have bottoms. Their bottoms on their insides are fine, and then they go to do the outsides, they're high every time.
Yeah.
And I know why, because they're afraid of those low bottoms. You cannot be afraid of low bottoms and fly stunt well.
Yeah,
If you're afraid of crashing,
when I went out and had to sit on the bench 2 years ago, I was just finally getting to where I didn't porpoise the plane when I pulled out on the bottoms. I was so
right?
proud that I could finally do it. And it turned
Yeah.
out to be a handle adjustment that helped me a lot.
Most definitely. Porpoising at the bottom of maneuvers is usually because your handle is too sensitive.
That or too much tail weight.
Yeah, one or the other.
Or
Yeah.
just a generally heavy plane. Or flying too slow.
One of the greatest things that I found out was that if I close the spacing on my handle a little, boy, did things ever get better. If the plane was trimmed right, if I close that spacing down, then all of a sudden, hey, guess what? It doesn't porpoise anymore. It comes out nice and smooth, nice flat bottoms.
Yep.
And the other thing I did was bring the with a bar handle, brought the bar in closer. So it works like power steering. Worked really well for me. So that bar is almost touching my knuckles on all my handles.
Good
Seems to
point.
give
I
me a
never,
lot more control of what I'm doing. It's not as wild as it was.
do you
But
shorten
that's just me. Everybody's different.
do you shorten the heavy leads on your bar handles?
Did I shorten them? I've never done
Yeah.
that. I've always left them just stock.
They're like what, 5 or 6 inches?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 inches. Yeah, on each one.
I
Yeah,
never
I'm
messed with
flying
that.
with a bar handle, and I
Yeah,
lowered. I moved my um line. The pinky side of my hand is the up line.
right. Yeah.
And so when I pull this way, it goes up. So I moved that line. In fact, I moved both of them down a little bit towards that, and then I wasn't having to pull so hard. I was over pulling to get it, and when I fly outside, I use my elbow more, and so that's not a problem at all. Maybe it's just the way my funny joints are. I don't know, but
When
that
you
works.
do your outsides, is your hand straight up and down, or is it turned sideways?
I turn. I fly sort of like this, but kind of at a slight angle. So
Okay.
this is up and this is down.
Yeah.
So I go both ways, and you probably if an expert would tell me there's no way you're ever going to get that right, but that might be
Well,
true.
I've found as the years have passed, as the years have gone by, when I learned to fly control line, I learned, like a lot of people do, when you go inverted, you turn your hand sideways because that way, if there's a problem, it automatically pulls out. Yes,
Yeah,
that's true. But as the years have gone by, my hand is almost straight up and down all the time now.
yeah.
I don't have that twist anymore.
I do. Yeah, my reference angle of my hand doesn't change when I fly inverted. I just pull the other way for up and down.
Yeah,
It just comes.
that's right.
My brain knows which way to pull it, so I
Yeah,
don't
and
have.
as I've gotten so familiar with it over the years, my hand just automatically started to become more straight up and down all the time because I didn't need to think about it anymore. It's
Yeah,
automatic.
yeah. Even in emergency maneuvers, I don't.
Yeah, you don't need to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
If you have to get it out, you're going to give it down to make the plane go up.
Let me stop and ask Gal a question. When I speak, does my picture take up the big screen or not?
Yes.
It does. Okay, because it doesn't do it for me, and I was just wondering if it was doing it for y'all. So,
Oh, yeah,
like right now,
you're
my face is in your big
yeah,
one.
you're looking big, Rusty. Rusty, you're bigger than Walmart.
Mm, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But,
I was just gonna say.
Hey guys, I gotta go because I got to leave so early in the morning for that drive down. It's 4.5 hour drive. So
You're going to Indiana?
yeah.
Well,
That's
good
cool.
luck.
all right, Steve, have a good drive and drive safe.
Have a good one. Drive
We'll,
safe.
we'll see everybody Monday.
All right,
Good.
Have a good
easy,
time,
man.
Steve.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Who's got the dog barking?
that's Steve.
That's awesome.
Well, it looks
Yep.
like it's just us three now. We've been having a low turnout lately since we've switched over. Maybe it's because I have been botching the beginnings, getting things to work right. I don't know, but
Well, it's easier for me now. I just click on the link and it pulls me right in. It works
yeah,
great.
I know.
I don't
I
have to
think
do all that monkeying around that I used to do before.
depending on what you got, phone, tablet, or whatever, some people are having to get app, the Jitsi app for their phone or tablet, but
Okay.
most people just do it straight on the internet. That
Yeah,
you
that's
know, and
fine.
that's up to- I
I'm
don't
just
even have
using a
that.
laptop and a laptop with a camera and it works great.
Yeah,
No, well, this is just an iPad.
really.
It
And it
yeah,
works good.
I
Okay,
could
good.
carry it from here on my patio right now. My shop is right behind me. I could carry it out there and keep
I
going.
wonder if I could host with a tablet. I could try it sometime.
probably work fine.
Next time I go to Huntersville, I'll see if I can. Well, that'll be on the hotel's Wi-Fi though, so I don't know if there will be enough bandwidth or not.
Okay. Well, we're hoping to go to Joe Knoll next year.
Oh, good, man. I look
So-
forward to seeing you there because
Yeah,
that's
that'll be
one
good.
I do not miss. I don't miss Joe Knoll.
But
You should
yeah.
be able to post from a hotel Wi-Fi. Remember, Mike Lonke did it with the cellular on his phone.
I was just thinking of that as I was saying it. Yeah, and it worked out okay. Yeah, y'all could even hear the wreck up on the road behind the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all were like, "Oh no, that was a motorcycle, man," and could tell just as good as we could what was going on.
Wow, that's wild.
Thanks for coming in and talking some airplane and flying, Lynn. We've been missing that lately.
Oh, not a problem.
We've been getting some really heady discussions on everything from electric power plants to molding and all that stuff. But I'm
Not so much on flying.
flying. I like to be able to come in here and talk flying. That's what I like to do.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, so do I. I like to talk flying, and I like to talk anything that makes flying better.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's about flying better, and I really want to fly better, and I keep pushing it. So that's all I can do.
I think partly of my low audience. I think it might just be the time of the year. People are busy going.
Well, sure. Everybody's on vacation still. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people are away. They're not, and they've got stuff going on. The weather's still good. Everybody's out doing
They're
stuff.
doing all the stuff we sit around and talk about when the weather's not.
Well, exactly. I mean, look at me. I haven't been on for probably 3 weeks now because of the same thing. I mean, we work hard, we fly hard, we play hard, and by 9 o'clock at night we're tired. We just done in.
Yeah.
But tonight I felt a little better. I didn't go quite as hard today, and I didn't have to work, so it was good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see you.
Good to see you too. Good to see both of you guys. But yeah, it's not that I didn't want to come on. I just been busy, and like I say, by evening, by the time you get home and you do everything that you need to do, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm too done in. I can't do it sometimes. Some days we just play a little too hard.
I don't know. Can't ever have too much fun. I think I was a local band that used to play Too Much Fun. They were probably covering an old blues song or something.
Actually, that's a good name for an airplane. Too Much Fun.
Mm-hmm. If you put that on your next plane, you're going to have to write me a check.
Too much fun.
Yeah. Or you can put a little circle with an R in it.
Yeah, well, I think I'll just take a spray bomb to the field, and if I crash, all right, no fun at all, and then just take a picture of it. Right across the wing, no fun at all. Oh, well, all in good fun.
Yeah. Let me check and see how many tubers we got out there. Look like we got 12 people watching us. That ain't too shabby. Thanks,
That's
guys.
pretty good.
On YouTube.
Yeah, I haven't done the YouTube thing for a while now.
Gerald Wimmer posted in earlier when I was just getting the YouTube side straightened out, and he's probably busy. It's middle of the day there, so
Yeah, that's right.
Messing around with the boys.
Who hasn't been on lately that's a regular?
Dennis Adamison hadn't been on in a while, and Al Ferraro hadn't been on in a while,
Right.
and Mike Lonke hadn't been on much, but I think he's kind of burned out right now. So
He goes pretty hard at it, so I can understand that.
He's a busy guy. He's got a lot of
a lot on the go.
He volunteers, so I got no qualms with that.
Well, there's
let's see who else. There's a lot of people that used to come that never come anymore. But
how about Bob Hunt?
No, Bob was having problems with his computer hooking up with the Hangouts, and I'm waiting until I'm confident we've got the bugs worked out of this, and I want to call him up, apologize for letting him twist in the wind after I never got back with him, and see if I can invite him to come back in.
That'd be good.
Gerald says we're watching, but I've got Gerald helping me clean. Cheers. Oh, that was Alina. Hey, Alina, thanks for putting a Gerald update for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's got him working.
Somebody's got to keep him
Spring
busy.
cleaning. Spring cleaning. Yeah.
Well, sometimes that happens with me too. I have things I have to do.
Yeah.
Oh, dishes to do. Oh, there's plants to water.
So Gerald's working and Alina's watching us. That's
Oh,
funny.
nice. That's awesome. That's great. I saw videos of her flying. She's a good flyer.
Yeah, she can bust out some pretty good moves.
Yeah. It's too bad her and Naomi can't get together. They could make a team.
Maybe if y'all ever can get to Brodak or something like that at the
Well,
same time.
we have gone to Brodak number of times.
I think Gerald would love to come to Brodak. I think
Oh,
more so than
guaranteed.
the Nats. Because the Nats isn't so much fun compared to Brodak. It's all about different things, you know.
Yeah, it's a totally different atmosphere.
Yeah, the Nats are cold and competitive. Brodak's all about fun.
Yeah, it's competitive, but it's also more to do with fun.
Yeah, it's a competitive fun fly.
Most definitely. That's what I would call it too. A competitive fun fly. That's what it is. The Nats is straight competition. You're there to try and do the best you can.
Even Huntersville's a fun atmosphere, especially in October.
Okay. Well, we're hoping to get there one day, but probably not this year. But we'll see how things go.
That's a long way, but if you could make it, it'd be just great. I always try to get somebody down to Huntersville that's never been there before, and so far I've had pretty good success at getting people to visit. Kim Stricker, my friend from the Cox Engine Forum, came down to Huntersville. The last season I was flying, that was 2017, and shot a million pictures. And I ought to show some of those pictures sometimes. Hey, Minnesota Mike. Minnesota Mike says, "Hello, Rusty. I have a new phone. I need your number, and can send pics back of the steamroller. Oh, his new drag car. So you need my number, huh? Let's see. I'll post it for a second. You write it down, and then I'm going to delete it. How about that? I'm going to hang on just a second, Mike. Okay, I'm posting it now, and you got 10 seconds to write that down, and I'm going to delete it. Or just ding me a message when you got it, and I'll delete it. Anybody else that wants it, write it down too. You got it, don't you, Jeff? Yeah.
Not yet, but I don't have the YouTube thing up, and it'll throw
No,
me
I
off.
don't either.
Okay, I'll post it on our internal chat.
I've got your number anyway. I've already got you.
Yeah, you and I do have.
I got your email.
That's all you need.
And you got my number. You call me one day, and then I'll have your number.
Yeah, okay. Let me know when you got it, Mike. Oh, he's got it. Okay. So I'm going to pull my number back off now.
Good plan.
Don't let him talk you into putting your social security number up there.
It said it removed it, and then it didn't. Come on now, don't leave my dang phone number up there.
Don't hang Rusty out to dry here.
No, I'm twisting in the wind. I'm clicking the three buttons, but nothing does anything. Oh well. I get enough spam to where I won't notice anymore, I guess. I don't know why it didn't take it down, but I'll try again in a minute. Nothing seems to be responding.
And speaking
Oh,
of
okay.
spam, it's funny. My wife and I share the same email. We always have. So when I'm on my YouTube, I get ads because they track what you look up on the internet,
Yeah.
Amazon, and shopping and all this other stuff. I get ads for women's underwear. I get ads for car parts. I mean, it's just like, where's all this coming? Then I realized what they do. They track your through your email, and being that
Yeah.
we share everything either one of us has ever shopped for, it shows up.
I get women's underwear ads all the time on Stunthanger. I don't know what's up with that.
Really?
Yeah, at the bottom, right at the bottom, like I'll be looking at something on Stunthanger, and then it all pops up at the bottom of the screen, and it's like, what the hell is this? Oh my.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, dang, I deleted one of Minnesota Mike's messages. I hope it didn't kick him out by accident. Oh, well, I guess I'm just destined to be publicized. I'm not going to make it anymore.
no, it's always the way, Rusty. Nothing ever
Yeah,
goes as planned. So, have you done any building? Have you built anything lately, or been working on anything?
I can't go out to the shop without supervision. So, no,
Oh, okay, that makes it hard.
I've been
How you
walking
feeling?
laps. I've been walking laps around the backyard though, and two
Good
laps,
man.
2 laps and a rest, and
Okay.
then and we got a big backyard, and
Yeah.
then another lap, and I'm getting weeble wobbly by the end of it. So I have to
Okay.
immediately sit down and have somebody with me. So I'm not I'm not well enough, stable enough,
Okay.
let's say, to be out in the shop without somebody with me to make sure I'm okay.
How you feeling right
I'm
now?
feeling good now that I
Yeah,
got my
you sound a lot better.
now that I got my shoulder fixed. That was such a
Oh
bummer.
yeah.
You know, went in the hospital to get my hip replaced, and my shoulder.
Broke your shoulder. That's just insane.
Well, no, it's not. There was a weak spot in it, in that
Yeah.
bone. You know, so but yeah, I agree. I mean, they should have listened to me when I said don't mess with it and just left it
Yeah.
alone. I would have broken it sooner or later.
Eventually. Well, hopefully now that they've got it fixed up properly, you'll get better.
Yeah, every day I can move it more than I could before.
That's
I couldn't
awesome.
do that
Good to
yesterday.
hear.
Yeah, I'm
That's
able to
awesome.
lift it a little bit. My flying arm's good. I can go straight up with that sucker.
You still got your wing over. That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
90 degrees up. As long as my neck doesn't get stuck while I'm up there.
Well,
But I got a good PT guy. He's paid more attention to me
that's
and
awesome.
been cautiously working me better than any PT person I've ever had before. And he
That's
comes
super. And
three
that's
days
what
a
you need.
week.
That's good.
3 days a week he
You
works
know
with.
what? When you have a good team, things get better fast.
Yeah.
It's all about having a good team.
I've always been a fast healer, thank goodness, because
Yeah.
I've had so much done to me in such a short amount of time, um, that I wouldn't have been able to make it if I wasn't a fast healer.
Well, the whole
Yeah,
secret is
Minnesota
try
Mike.
to live as healthy as you can, eat healthy, and do the best you can. That's all you can do.
Yeah, yeah, I got to get that nutrition. That's important. Minnesota Mike's urging me to take my time and don't rush it. So yeah,
That's
thanks.
right.
I appreciate that. But I'm optimistic more so than I believe I've been before. So that's
That's
good.
awesome. Yeah, that's good. Good to
I
hear.
think I think with the 2 new hips now, my stability and balance are going to be way better. So when I
Oh, for
tried to
sure.
fly and on 2 feet, I couldn't balance for crap, and that might have been the reason because that hip was just about to go out.
That's right.
And in fact, yeah, and so that's why I was so unsteady, possibly.
Well,
So,
I think you're going to have a
but
better fight, a better chance at it this time.
I got a lot of relearning to do with the handle in my hand, though. Listening to y'all talk and thinking about the little details that I used to have committed to memory, muscle memory, and mental memory. I'm going to have to get a lot of that back. But hopefully, I'll be strong enough to fly the mid-sized planes like I was enjoying before the
That's
40
right.
the 46 size Twister, the Cardinal,
It's a perfect
and
size.
all that. Yeah,
Perfect size, and it's big enough that you can go a long way with it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. I could probably fly in the 500s if I got good enough with either
most
the Twister.
definitely, most definitely, no doubt about it.
What is that Cardinal, Rusty? Is that a 56-inch plane or a 52-inch plane? Or
I think it's 55 or 56. I'm not sure
five?
exactly. It's
Is it the
right in there.
Brodak kit?
It's a
Brodak kit?
Brodak profile. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brodak.
I'll go out and measure mine. I've got 3 of them. I'll just let you know. Hang on.
3 of them.
But I flew well. I flew well with my Twister in the past. I really like the way that plane flies. In fact, the best video I've got of me flying a pattern is on a Twister on YouTube.
I always
That was
like the
back before. Go ahead. Sorry.
Banshee a little better than the Twister. It had a little wider wing.
It does have a bigger cord, doesn't it? Does a Banshee have flaps?
Yeah. It's an ugly plane, but they flew good.
Well, Twister's a butt ugly plane too. If you build the old SIG version, but mine's the Walter Umlin version, and it's sleek. It's got a long, sloping turtle deck with two-tone colors on it, and it's a pretty plane.
Nice.
But that SIG thing, bubble canopy, that's just butt ugly.
And that notched out looking tail thing. What the
Yeah,
hell is
yeah,
that?
yeah. I love the way my Twister looks.
Yeah, I built one and I didn't like it. And then a friend of mine had a Banshee and I liked the way it flew, so I built one of those. Put a OS Max S35 on it. And I flew it until that motor wouldn't start anymore. That motor just wore out.
54-inch, Rusty.
54. Okay. I was thinking it
54.
was bigger than that. The card, my Oriental was 55.
Well, I may have shaved the wingtips down a little more. I don't remember. Too long ago.
Yeah, well, either way,
Yeah.
it's not that much difference. It's not worth
1
it.
inch isn't going to change much either way.
No, no, that's only a half inch on each side. So, yeah,
But
that's
I'm
fine.
running an LA 46 on mine. Runs amazing. Always has.
Yeah,
I've had mine for 11 years now.
Wow.
your LA or your plane or the
Both.
LA.
The plane and the motor. It's still got the original motor on it. 11 years. It's been I pancaked it once when it was 2 years old. Other than that, it's never had an accident. Touch
Well,
wood.
I was gonna say the only way I can make a plane last that long is to not fly it much.
I fly it heavily.
I made one last 15 years one time, and that's because I started remodeling my house and I didn't have time to take it out.
That'll
Now,
do it.
half A is a different story. I've got old half A planes that I've flown for years, and they're still flyable, but they got glue on them too, but
Hey,
they still fly good.
my half A's last for minutes, not years.
Sounds like mine.
Half A's last me minutes, not years.
I love flying half A.
Oh, I love
You
flying
just
them too, but I just can't keep them around very long.
yeah,
I like to monocoat them
maybe
so I
you
could carry them out in a bag.
build them build them lighter if you can, because if you build them featherweight, then they just don't break up too bad when they hit the ground.
You know what my
And I
problem is with half A's? I don't care about them enough. That's the problem.
uh,
You know, like when I'm flying a 46 and I've got, $100 motor and $140 kit involved, well now I'll try a little harder to save it. But when it comes to half A's, I don't know, even though now that they're expensive now, I just don't care enough about half A. I don't know what it is. I love them, but I don't care.
How much
I
is
bang
that
them in, I
little?
break props, I break everything. I don't care
How
enough.
much is that? How much is that little Brodak Pathfinder now?
Oh, that wouldn't be cheap. It's
Half
not that small. It's got a 36-inch span.
Oh, you mean the big which Pathfinder are you talking about? Is it a
Half
small
A.
one?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
half A one.
Really? It's got a 36-inch span?
36-inch span.
Huge. I have one.
And I'll tell you, that thing's got more parts in that kit than most 35 profiles.
They put
Yeah.
more parts in those kits than they need. You know,
It's that little Pathfinder's a heck of a lot of work. We have one and we've never built it for just that reason.
yeah.
Do yourself a favor and leave out the half ribs.
Yeah, the best thing to do is look at the picture and just cut it yourself and build it. And
Oh,
that
exactly.
we were talking, I think it was you and me, Lynn, one night, maybe talking about the Stuntman 23s I bought the wood for.
Yeah.
And there's so many PC parts in there, and
Oh,
there's
I
just
know.
all that crap.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we all blocked them out, the engine on, a piece
Do
of
you know,
wood where
I
the
flew,
control
go
horn on
ahead.
the elevator goes and throw it in the air.
2 weeks ago, I flew a little jumping bean for the first time, I think, ever. And do you know, that thing flew amazing.
Mine did
I
too.
could, that is an amazing flying little airplane.
Mhm.
It had like a Black Widow engine on it, and it just flew amazing. I was
Mine
shocked.
Mine began life with a Black Widow, and I flew it until I wrecked it up so much that a bell crank came out, and I pulled all the ribs through
Yep.
the end of the wing, and it
Well,
was
that'll do it.
yeah,
That'll put an end to
and
it.
there was nothing left except for the section with the pilot in it in the middle. So I turned it into the refried bean, which I've probably showed y'all with the white plane with the flames on the wings, and put a
Right.
Norvell 01 and the stabilator with the twin booms like a little
Yeah.
Satan,
Yeah.
and it turned into I kept the same moments, but
Yeah.
as the jumping bean. But yeah, that turned into about I think 6 ounces of pure stunt evil with that Norvell 061.
Well, that would do it. A
Hey,
Norvell and something like that, it would just go like stink.
yeah, with a bladder, and I put bladder on all my half A's.
Oh yeah, you really want it to go. How would you
Hey, there's
keep up?
John
How'd you keep
Cooper.
up to that? I couldn't keep up to my Norvell on my little twister at Brodax. I could barely keep up to it without a bladder.
Yeah, the little jumping bean got ahead of me a couple of times too.
I'll bet it did.
Yeah, John Skupalek just joined us. Hadn't seen John in a long time. Glad to see you out there on the YouTube land, John.
But I was shocked how well that little jumping bean flew.
Yeah, it did. I got mad at mine one time, and I just picked it up and hurled it as hard as I could, and it just said, and did a rolling landing on the only piece of cement within 100 yards. It found it and landed a rolling landing on it in the church courtyard.
Wow, isn't that amazing? But I just with the Black Widow engine, my buddy Kenny Towers, he let me fly his, and it flew so well. I got all the way to the square eights in the pattern with it. I was shocked. I couldn't believe how well it flew.
Yeah. The thing about the Black Widow is the pilot turns out the fun light before I'm
Yeah, before the
ready.
pattern's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got all the way to the square eights, and I thought, well, I better stop right here because it's gonna quit right now, and it did. That was the end of
Yeah.
it.
Well, you got about a 5 second delay between your lips and your voice. Nothing we can do about that, but
Okay,
just noting that. Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Yeah. It's
It's all
been
good
like,
as it's all good as long as I'm not swearing at you.
yeah. Yeah, it's been like that the whole time you've been on. I just got around to mentioning it.
Okay, I don't know why.
I
It's
don't.
cool. It's kind of like
Because I'm
watching
Canadian.
Yeah, that's it. It has to go through customs before it gets
Yeah,
here.
that's right. But yeah, by the time you add the taxes and everything, it takes a few extra seconds. Oh, we got what, a half hour to go?
Yeah, that's about right. In a few minutes,
Where's
the stream to YouTube's going to automatically stop, and I'm going to have to rush to reclaim it. But I've gotten
okay?
pretty good at that lately.
Awesome. Where's Sparky tonight? I wonder. Was he on earlier?
Yeah, well, he had to go to bed early because he's driving to same place Steve's going, wherever that was.
Oh,
Indiana.
so there's a contest down there
Yeah,
somewhere.
I asked him where it was, but every time they talked, I couldn't understand what they said.
Okay.
They said it was on the L pad.
Yeah, well, that's in Indiana, isn't it, Muncie?
Muncie. That's Muncie.
It's at AMA, right?
Yeah. The L pad, that's where that is. That's in Muncie.
All right, well, I
That's
guess
at the AMA
oh,
headquarters.
must be a contest there or something this weekend.
Wow. That's a long way from here.
Would it take you 2 days to drive there, Len?
No, it'd be about, I guess it would be about 7 to 9 hours, something like that.
Yeah,
Take you 2 days for
that's
me.
farther than I want to drive.
Farther than I want to go.
Some guys can
For,
jump in the car and drive long distances with no problem, but even people like Bob Zambelli love getting in the car and driving all the way from South Carolina to Muncie, and
oh
he
man,
drives to Florida,
I
and
couldn't do it.
if I can't do that, I'm good for 2 hours. I gotta get out of the car, get a snack, walk around, get
Exactly.
back in some
I
more.
don't like long drives myself either. I can't do it. As much as like I can do it, but I don't like it enough to do it. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
I
Yeah,
used to love driving. It's more of a chore now.
I'm good from here to Vegas with a lunch stop, and it usually takes me about 4.5 hours,
Okay.
including the stop.
You got one highway straight from near where you live to Vegas.
For the most part, I got to take 3 to get to the 15, and then the
Okay.
3 short routes to get to the 15. That's probably a total of about maybe 35, 40 miles. And then it's straight up to 15 for 4 hours.
We've got Steve. Which Steve is this? Steve McBride.
Hey, Steven.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Oh, good. How you
Good.
doing,
How are you
Steve?
doing?
Yeah, that's another one we hadn't seen lately. We're good. Glad you
Good,
came.
good. How's the
What's new?
website coming along? How's the new site coming along?
How's the new what?
How's the new this new Jitsi site coming along?
Well, we're getting the hang of it. I had a glitch. I was hoping it was going to be my first seamless startup tonight, but YouTube, for some reason, didn't have a good bandwidth and it was delayed in starting. However, the live stream started right up like it's supposed to, and I've understand exactly what's happening now, so it will be pretty smooth. And as far as talking, we've had to get used to not stepping on each other because it doesn't automatically mute everybody when one person starts dominating the talk, So getting used to that kind of protocol, but it's good. The pictures are good. The sound's good.
Right. Yeah, see that. Hey Jeff,
How you doing, Steven?
How you doing,
good.
Steve?
How we doing? Hey, how we doing?
I
Listen,
don't.
did you guys sign up for the contest?
In
What about
November?
that?
Let's see here. Did you sign up for the Vegas Stunt Challenge?
I haven't enlisted yet, but I'll get there.
Did you go
Glenn,
last
how
year?
about you?
No, I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, Las Vegas. We're having it's going to be a big contest this year. I got a really nice flying site. Look on the website. It's even posted on Stunthangar under the contest and events.
Wow.
And
And where is it?
it's right here in Las Vegas.
Oh, there's
Thanks,
no way I'll
Steve.
be able to make it to that.
That's a
Oh,
bit
you
of a
gotta
drive
see.
over here, Lynn.
People have always said they're looking for a premier flying site to have a contest.
Wow,
And
that's
a
awesome.
real, you got to see the place I got this contest on and pull some strings to get this. But
Oh, that
it's
is
gonna,
amazing.
it's gonna be a hell of an event. Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
But I got special room rates. There's lost supplies last time still, but definitely make your reservations and send in your pre-registration.
And when is this event?
It's November 9th and 10th. I have the field set up for the 8th, 9th, November 8th, 9th and 10th. The 8th is for practice. 9th and 10th is the event. 9th is classic on Saturday, and I got Pampa on Sunday.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Hey, Steve,
This is
tell
gonna
him
be a
Danny
big event.
Martin I said hi. And I hadn't heard or seen from him in a long time.
Who's that?
Dane Martin.
Oh, Dane White. He's on there. Tell him I said hello. Hey, Dane.
I don't have Steve's picture on here. All I've got is a letter S and a circle around
Really?
it.
I've got his picture. Can you do you see him on the big screen when he talks?
Nope, just a big S.
Uh,
The letter S.
Oh,
Stands for Superman.
we'll have to let that straighten itself out because it's working okay on my end.
you see my
Go
Rusty,
figure.
you see my
Okay.
picture? Rusty, when
Still
I'm
don't
talking,
see
you
it.
Sometimes I do. Right now I see Lynn. Let Steve talk alone for a second and let me see if he comes in big. All right, Steve, you got the stage.
So we're advertising for the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge. That's November 8th, 9th, and 10th. The 8th is for practice. 9th and 10th, I got a full paved lot. 600 by 600 square feet. Over 4 circles already set up with it. Multiple parking. Food available. Restrooms available. You name it, it's there. Plus entertainment for all day and night for the wives and family. Bring everybody out here. This is going to be an extremely fun, great contest and something definitely a must see. Definitely bring the wives and bring our girlfriends, bring the family. There's something here for everybody.
When y'all say entertainment in Las Vegas, that could mean anything.
When you say entertainment in Las Vegas, that could mean anything. Very true. If you mention it, doesn't take much to find it, and I can find it out here.
You know what? As far as the big screen, going back to that for a second goes, I mostly, when nobody's overstepping it, I mostly have Jeff on because he got a fan or something going in the background, so he's dominating the big screen. Is there
Probably my
something?
refrigerator.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's not bothering anything, but you got to talk really loud to overstep it.
Huh.
And there's Lynn.
Yeah, well, that's because I just said, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Steve, but I can't get him. All I'm getting is a letter S.
Oh,
Well, let me
wow.
ask you, how many of you out here, we need to pass the word on also, are people who fly in combat and lay combat?
I used to. I haven't flown combat in a long time.
I play with combat planes. That's about it.
You do?
I play with combat planes, yeah, but I've never flown them batch.
Well, the second weekend in October, which would be what the hell days are those again? Now let's see. Let's mark the calendars for all the upcoming events that we have. But the second weekend in October, which would be the 12th and the 13th, the Joey Matheson, who you all know, who's a very big speed pilot and world champion, national champion, as well as he's with Dane Martin working with that, and he's also working with that with Holden, who's a very big competitive combat flyer. They're going to actually run a contest at our home field at Bennett Field, and they have a big contest, and they're looking for a big turnout. A lot of the guys I know, Jeff, you know as well, from Whittier, and those are all coming out. But they're going to have a big contest for combat in the second weekend of October. So mark that on your calendars and be there for that. That's something fun to actually do. I never really got too much into competition with combat, but it's very entertaining. It's really something fun to watch. It's something fun if you can participate in it, and it's great. It's a great show. It's always something that was really entertaining. But they're
This
gonna
is
have a
much,
nice big.
yeah, combat's much more entertaining for spectators than stunt.
Sure. Well, stunt is a ballerina dance, and the precision in a ballerina dance. So with combat is, it chase the other person and try to cut
Combat.
them down.
Combat's
And the best part about combat is always the best part I always knew about combat was they launched them. You counted it if they made it through the first minute before it went whap, and the two smacked
Yeah.
together. That was the best part. You would hear that out of nowhere. You pay attention to your stunt flying, and we're talking to somebody next to you. You just hear this whack, and you know what happened. But that's why they come with a crate full of them. These combat guys are very competitive. They probably come with about 8 to 10 airplanes.
Oh, there's a lot of combat that goes on up here, I'll tell you. Piles of it.
Yeah.
A lot of really good. We have a real pile of really good combat flyers up here for sure. It's
Everybody should
nonstop.
participate, and everybody should also participate in this. I don't know, regardless of where you are on your club home field, the very first weekend of October is the ringathon.
Most definitely. We do this every year.
Yep,
We
which that
usually
was
get we get over 200 flights every year in the Ringmaster Flyathon.
oh, we do. Oh my gosh.
We really
sure.
we participate heavily in the Ringmaster Flyathon every year.
Yeah, my group is starting to pick that up more, and I've missed it because since I got interested in it, first I didn't have a ringmaster, and now I've got a little micro ringmaster, one with a TDO-10 on it, and that's what I'll fly this year when
That's
it comes
awesome.
up.
We started doing it in 2013.
We get all our pilots out there, and actually that event was originated from out here in Las Vegas. Joey Matheson originated that, and he got that organized for the ringathon. That's why Ringmaster was on that day, and then it became the Brotherhood of the Ring that got that set up as well further, where it became more of a record keeping. But we get our flyers out here, and the majority of our good everyday fun flyers, they put in 50 flights or more a piece, 50 to 100 flights each. And plus, every spectator, I don't care who pulls up in the parking lot, I got to beat up ringmaster, I get somebody up in the air. And I make everybody fly. I got a ringmaster. I think it could definitely do tumble salts on the grass, and nothing breaks. You just inch the prop.
Our biggest thing right now is Corplast Ringmasters. They're absolutely indestructible.
Oh, indestructible. You should see the ringmaster I bring out that I let everybody fly. It's got some good weight to it, but it's loaded with fiberglass. This thing can do tumble salts end over end over end over end and bounce. Nothing breaks on it. I changed the prop and go. And I run away. I mean, how many times you ever see a ringmaster roll an OS-40?
Usually Ringmaster weekend here, it's cold, it's super windy, and we just have a blast. We have one of the guys in our club, his wife makes chili, and we all eat chili and fly Ringmasters. We have just a blast.
Oh, we kick around, we try it, and then we fly with the opposite hand then, and we try to do stunts and maneuvers with our opposite hand. Or we even get into it, try to do lazy eights without looking at the airplane. Just look the opposite way. Try talking to somebody, start doing lazy eights. You just swing the plane back and forth and look the opposite way. We have a blast with them.
Oh, yeah. We do 3 ups, we do 4 ups, we do 100 lazy eights a flight. We do all kinds of crazy stuff with them.
Oh, absolutely. You just keep throwing people up there and have a blast with them. I enjoy because it's a real relaxing and fun day. And then also how much you can.
It's the most fun we have all year.
Yeah, and then how do you promote? And the best way of promoting the hobby, because I don't care who shows up and wants to look at it. And says, "Oh wow, that's interesting." Well, come on in and try it in the circle.
Okay,
'Cause
have
you
it a
get
go.
a new having to go. A new flyer is 2 flights. Counts as 2 flights. So always remember that in your count book. So when you get somebody
Great
coming from the
idea.
park lot, hey, can I try it? That counts as 2 flights for the first flight that they actually
Yeah,
do.
for a new guy. Yeah, that's right. Or a new woman for sure.
So I encourage everybody coming. Australia does that, and they do really well. They always kick everybody's butt ass in this. They get the highest. They do it right in the schoolyard, and they just keep running the electric ringmaster and keep on going and going and going. They put in over 2,000 some flights.
That's insane.
Well, it's a fun weekend. Definitely everybody participate in that. And don't forget to turn your scores. So what's anybody else building? Anybody building anything good? How's your lot coming along, Jeff?
It's getting there, getting it sandy, getting it smoothed out enough for finished paint. It's getting there.
Super.
I'm getting ready to start
Glenn, how
it.
about you? Jeff?
I can't report any excitement from my workshop except that I've been able to walk out there and look at it and fiddle around and show it to my physical therapy guy a few times and showed him a video of me flying a pattern today. So now he's got it in his head exactly what it is I really do, because he hadn't quite grasped it from my descriptions, verbal descriptions, and now that he's seen it, now he understands a lot of the gaps in his understanding that I couldn't explain to him. But everything's just the way it was, left on the table. The
You'll
cardinal,
get back to it soon.
yeah, cardinal fuselage is in the jig. Hyper Viper's on the table. The airbrush gun is still clean as a whistle. Never been put color through it yet, but hey, we'll get there.
Did you get the pickup tube changed on that airbrush?
Yeah, I think everything's good to go with it now.
Yeah. That was the only thing I found wrong with that Harbor Freight airbrush.
Yeah, that other tube was just too mushy, and it would expand, I think, and that was what the big gap in the pressure sensitivity was. So that little tube is stiff and doesn't sag like the big one did.
Yeah. Yeah, the gun works good though. I use mine every now and then. I have the same.
Yeah.
I like the touch-up gun. The touch-up guns look right. They work nice.
The what kind?
How many more?
How many
more touch-up guns do you want, Steve?
The touch-up gun. What's that?
How many more touch-up guns do you want? I got about 6 of them.
Oh, I got 3 of them already. Yeah, I have 3 of them. I like that touch-up gun. You get it from Harbor Freight?
No, I bought one from Stevenson Paint Supply. It's a DeVilbiss. I bought 2 from Emerson Paint over here in Westchester. And those are both Binks. And then I got a Husky. And I got another swap meet special that's a siphon. The rest are graphic feed.
You know, I was using the regular spray gun top load spray gun that they had at Harbor Freight when they had those on sale, and they actually worked nice. But you had to run too much pressure through them, and it just didn't even out the paint well. And then you actually put out too much paint, and it just didn't come out too well. I found out a more even job and a lot easier to work with that touch-up gun from Harbor Freight. That works a lot smoother.
Be careful with the needle packing.
What's that?
Be careful with the needle packing on that Harbor Freight gun, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
The needle packing goes bad, and then they start leaking onto the trigger.
Yep. Yeah. If they start giving me trouble, I don't even bother trying to fix the gun. As cheap as they are over there, I just throw it in the garbage and buy another one.
Yep.
I don't even bother playing with them or worry about it. It's as cheap as you want. You get it when they got their tent sale and stuff. They're like $10. Other than that, they're like $15, $20. They work real well, and they put on a nice white coat of paint. You don't have to put as much pressure.
Yeah, that's a nice thing.
I mean, my first Patriot. I sprayed it with the larger size gun that they had, the top one, and this last one I just did now. I did it with the touch-up gun. It was a night and day difference on how easy the paint went on,
Yeah.
and less covered a lot easier and less paint.
Steve, did you finish the volunteer?
Volunteer.
Yeah, I thought you were building a volunteer, weren't you?
No, I was building a Patriot. I did finish.
Oh,
it.
sorry, Patriot. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's my second Patriot.
Did you finish it?
Oh yeah, let me go get it.
That's
I
awesome.
finished that.
All right, show and tell time.
Yeah, let me
The
go.
only problem is I can't see it.
Well, why don't you refresh your window and see if that helps?
Well, I don't know if I put it on there and I started talking about it. I don't know. Is this website that you can put me on? You can put me on the whole screen, Rusty.
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say, Steve?
When I get it and I put it on there. I know on like the other website we had, and you wanted to get the screen completely to somebody. You were able to lock it on for that person. Are you still able to do that with this website?
Not so much. I'll try it though. Yeah, actually, I think I can. Let me try that. Hey,
All right.
okay. Are you? Hang on, Lynn. Okay, we'll experiment while you're gone. Lynn, can you see his Steve's screen now?
No, I'm still just getting the letter S with a brown circle around it.
Okay. Well, on your browser, up at the top, under,
Yeah.
it's got the left and right arrows in the home button, and it's got a circle arrow. Do you see that on your browser up above the picture?
I don't have that. Oh, wait. On the left side?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I've got the left and right arrows, and beside that I've got a partial circle with an arrow on it.
Click that, and that'll completely kill and reload this screen. Hopefully.
Okay, here we go.
Hang on and let's see if Lynn can get back in. He's refreshing his window. Here he comes. And he should be in any second.
It worked.
Good. Great.
We're good.
Now.
Hey, how you doing? We got it now.
I'm going to click on Steve to make sure everybody sees him. All right. You have the stage, Steve.
I have the
Oh,
stage.
that's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, so I built one.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Thank you. I built one of these already. This is the second one I built. I built the first one and I had that ready. Unfortunately, I will miss that with VSC. I repaired that one. You can't even tell. So I was depressed about the crash, so built a whole new one. And I said to myself, I knew some of the mistakes I made on the first one, and I made a bunch of improvements to this one and said I even wanted to get lighter. So I made an exact duplicate, but made the plane over 5.5 ounces lighter.
That's gorgeous.
From the first
What's
one.
it weigh?
60 ounces.
5.5 ounces lighter. Wow.
This one's 60,
That's awesome.
This one's 60 ounces. This one's 65.5 ounces. Same motor.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask if it was the same engine.
Same engine I got in this one. I bought another one from Tom Dixon, Stalker 46.
That's awesome. Tom does great. Tom Dixon does great motor work.
Yes.
I have 4 Tiger 51s from him, and they all run amazing.
Oh, I told him I wanted an 8-ounce motor, and I needed it to pull. Well, I was done building a Patriot, and I want an 8-ounce. I want an 8-ounce motor. Stalker 46 is an 8.3 ounce motor.
That's awesome.
and it comes out really nice. I mean, with this one
Good
here,
job.
I said the first thing I wanted to do was definitely come out lighter. Definitely come out with it lighter. I got less paint on this airplane. I used less wood. I used a lot of different wood, and also going to experiment on better glue and lighter glue.
Just remember to run that motor exactly the way he told you to run it,
Yeah, that's the way I
and
run it.
it'll run fine.
That's the way I run it.
Don't
Now,
monkey with it.
oh, yeah, he gave me instructions on what I can do with how many RPMs.
Most definitely. He always gives instructions.
And what kind of prop and how you run it, and how you break it in. So I got everything set up that way. But here, let's look at the my nice pilot.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you can see him nice and close.
Ah, there we go.
Yep.
Same
Beautiful.
attitude.
Yep. Well, I did more details to the cockpit detail on this one, and actually made the glass fronts on the cockpit detail, and I went more involved with this one. But this airplane here, I used a lot of lighter wood. I hollowed out a lot more. I took out a lot more that's not even needed to be in it, in the wing, in the fuselage. And then all of this, after I was all done, it was all sprayed. I rubbed all of this out, sanded this already all down, rubbed this all out, and then rebuffed it and polished it and brought the shine back up. You don't even feel a crease or a seam.
That's awesome. Really nice.
This one came out at 60 ounces. Flies like a dream. Tracks like nobody. Tracks really, really real nice. Right off the bench. I had some.
Did you say 60 ounces or 50 ounces?
60.
Starts with an S. 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60.
Okay.
Now that's I struggled every way I could. That's the lightest I can get it.
What's the wingspan on that?
This is it's a 57.5-inch wingspan.
Okay.
620
square inches. Okay.
624 square inches.
Okay.
Nice.
Have you flown it?
So, yeah, I've flown it. So I took it out the first day with it, and I was working, and I worked with it, and I got the right now. I was getting everything more working with the wing, getting everything trimmed out, getting it level. Felt with that.
You get it level okay?
I got it level by the third flight. I had it level, and I started pulling maneuvers with it. Fourth flight, I did a pattern with it.
That's pretty good.
And then I took out the following week, and I got another 5 patterns on it already. So then, as I was doing that, I started making other small. As I did that, it was flying well. It was reacting, going where I wanted as a point and put. But I started finding things that it was a little bit light and a little bit sluggish in certain areas. So I made my small little trim adjustments. Had to adjust the lead outs a little bit, adjust a little bit of weight, and leveled right in there on the verticals.
Okay.
But this one really tracks nice. It really flies through the air real nice to it. The only difference you have is I had to change the prop with myself now also and go and work with my fuel mixture a little higher with a higher nitro. The heat out here starves the engine. Right now,
What's
trying to find
what prop you running?
this one here I have on it right now is a Zor. It's a 12.6. I cut it down to 11.6.
Okay.
What's on the other one?
Well, that's about right for a 46. 11.6 is 11.5, 11.6 is about right for a 46.
Yeah. So I like 11.5, 11.6. When the air cools down, and it gets a little bit cooler again, like it did in the beginning of the year, towards the end of the year, I'll put the 11. Right. I have a nice rev up 11.5.
That's right.
And I put the 11.
That's good. Perfect prop for it.
And
when it gets hot, you go one up in pitch for sure.
When it gets a little hot now, it's getting a little bit hot, so it's starving a little bit on it. You bump up the nitro just a little bit and go up in pitch by one. and
That's
and
right.
it dialed right in.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That's what I was having some issues with. I was saying, wait a minute, I wanted to react. I wanted to go with the fly pitch, and it was just sitting itself back a little bit and not giving me the right punch. So I jumped up a little bit on the 15% nitro with it and put the 6 pitch, and she dialed right in.
Yeah, at 60 ounces, you're going to need a little bit more nitro sometimes to give you that power.
Yeah, just because just to give it that punch where you need it over the top, to give it that punch to come over the top maneuvers, or especially on the vertical sections. They look through your vertical aids and come back and come around. You want to have that extra punch.
Exactly.
Just out there, so I run 10%, and I punch in a little bit of 15, depending on what the air is, and I check the density on how high it is, and I'm usually about 1.5 ounces for 15%, and I use the rest of it on the base on 10%, and on the max, it goes right in. Same RPM setting, I just had to change the prop and go to a 6 pitch now because the heat is so high and the density is so high out here. It makes it feel like it's starving. And at 2580, 2560 that we sit at elevation here, sometimes with the density level, I've already had, it felt like it was 3,500, 4,000 feet.
Okay.
And air's thicker, so the engine starves. You got to make adjustments to that.
See, you're running. It's interesting. You're running you have your new airplane 60 ounces, and so is my brand new Cardinal. And the only difference is I'm running a Tiger 51 on mine, and I'm running a 12.5 rev up on it.
Right, that's the right prop for a Tiger 51.
Yeah.
12.5, 12.6 on square head.
Yeah, square head. Yeah, square head.
And the one from Italy.
And again, it was worked by Dixon as well. It's a Dixon motor as well.
From the one from Italy. It's the square head one from Italy, right? Not the China motor.
Yeah, the Italy one. Yeah,
those are the ones that run great. I have quite a few of those Tiger 51s, and I run them over 12.6s.
Yeah, they run beautiful with that. 12.5, 12.6, they love it.
I'll tell you, I've even had where I'm convinced at sometimes that square head Tiger 51 has more torque and more power than Tiger 60 does.
I can believe that.
It's a strong motor. I like it, and I pulled some good airplanes with that Tiger 51, and it.
Well, every time I got one, I just send it down to Dixon and had him work it, and he just works magic with them.
Sure.
They run amazing.
I got into the Tiger 51s real simple because after I got out of scale and I started flying, the first airplane I built was a profile Cardinal, and knowing scale, you build scale is a little heavy, always heavier than that. So I didn't know the light techniques. Well, that Cardinal came out beautiful, really pretty, but a lot of more paint on it than should have been, and so forth. So it was on the heavier side. And they said fly it with a 40. I was burning out 40s left and right, and I was looking for a 46. But I ran into a swap meet, and the guy had a Tiger 51. I put that in there. Ever since then, I said, "Wow, this thing's got tons of power." And I've put them in SV11s. I put them in SV22s. I put them in a lot of different other 60 size ships, and I like them.
That's awesome.
I like them.
Yeah, they're a good motor. Do you run it like a pipe motor, or do you run it with a 424 brake?
424 brake.
So has Dixon worked on that motor or not?
I actually had Tom Lay work on them.
Okay, all right. But either way, I know that the Tiger 51s don't work very well right out of the box.
No, they don't. You take them right out of the box there.
Well, they tend to run away. They want to run away. They don't want to run a 424.
I sent everyone I had, I sent out, of course, Tom Lay was watching.
Okay.
I sent my motors out to Tom Lay, and he worked them over, and I'll tell you, those came out excellent. I got them back, and they work great as a 424.
Yeah, and I'm having the same result from Dixon. Same thing. They run really well.
Dixon knows how to do them. I've spent plenty of motors out to Dixon already.
Yeah.
I sent out a bunch of OS 40s, a bunch of LAs out to him, a couple of Tiger 60s out to him, and he does
Yeah.
really nice work.
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah, Tom and
That's
I are good friends, and he's done some really nice motors for me.
Oh, I've known Tom for years, and I used to always meet up with him out there at Brodax.
Yeah,
But
no, that's where I met him, at Brodax.
at Brodax, I always met him out there at Brodax. He always had his table out there, and I actually got from him one time a double star 51.
Yeah.
And funny story I had with that was I was having all types of timing trouble and not knowing too much, and I says it's not working right. And I turned around and went to Brodax and says it's not working right, and he said let's go flying. We went and picked up a circle.
That's what he did with me too. Let's go flying. Away we go up to the circle.
Let's go out to the circle. And he says, try this, try this. He tried a different plug. He tried this. He tried this. He changed all different types of things until he got it to work right. And he says, now it's working right. Are you happy? And I says, I love it. It's great. And he says, great. Tell everybody. And I says, good. And
that's right. Hey,
everybody
that's
said,
that's what we're doing. We're telling everybody.
Yeah. I said, if you have a problem, tell Dixon. He'll definitely make it work. And he'll definitely get it to
Better
work.
believe it. But the secret with Dixon's motors, you got to do what he tells you to do. If you start trying your own thing, it won't work.
It will not work. And he said to me, and everybody said to me at that time too, how did you get a Tiger 51 to run like that and to work like that? I says, I gave it back to Dixon. I says, it doesn't work. Fix it. How do you make it work? I don't know what I'm doing. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. And he got it to work this way, and it even started on its feet. He didn't even have to flip it over.
That's right.
So it was a great double star I had there. But then he said, I was actually asking him for a double star 61 light I wanted from him, but he didn't have those anymore. And he said he had these Stalker motors. I said, it's got to be 80s. He made this motor. I told him I was putting it in. He set up this motor for me for both the Patriots that I have. But you have to do it his way, exactly the way his instructions are. Break in, fly in, the whole deal. And they work.
They work. Plain and simple. If you do it what he tells you to do, it'll work.
Yeah.
I'd really like to eventually, I don't have one Stalker engine, but I'd love to try a 66. I hear they're absolutely phenomenal.
These Stalker motors are incredible. I've always heard stories about the Stalker motors, and I kind of thought it was an experimental motor at the time when it first came. But now that I'm used to one, and Dixon promoted, I'm really impressed with it.
That's awesome. Good to hear.
I'm really with a Stalker motor, and I was always skeptical. I don't know too much about it. It's not something I've really heard a lot about or seen a lot around. So I just
are you running it no nitro or with nitro?
Oh, I run it with nitro.
10%?
10%.
Okay.
I run it with 10% nitro. So depending on the heat, and if I need that extra boost, I'll put about an ounce and a quarter, 15% in it sometimes.
Okay.
Just to bump it up.
How much oil and what kind of oil?
I'm running right now. If you ever heard of Mark Smith, he makes Excalibur fuel, or he made Excalibur fuel up until I think he retired now. But he made it set up there with 20% oil, 22% oil.
So 10-10, like 10%
11,
caster, 10% what?
11.
11-11. Okay, that's all I need to know. That's good. Okay.
So I run 10, 11, 11, and 15, 11, 11. So when I mix it together, my oil content will change.
So your work's about 12 on a hot day. I get you. Okay.
I get about 12. I'm looking for 12 to 13% on a hot day.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah, because you can't run on a hot day. You can't on a colder day. You can do it, but it's going to run away on you, and it's not going to.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do it on a cold day. That's silly.
Anytime you try to put 15% all the way through it, it loads it up too much. It'll heat it up and load it up too much.
You don't want to do that.
You can't put 15% all the way through this thing and expect it to perform. It's going to go a half a pattern, and then all of a sudden start to heat up on
screaming. Yeah, well then it starts screaming like a Tiger 51 right out of the box.
Right, and then it wears down. It's just you hear it running fast but going nowhere. It loses.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm saying that ain't gonna work. So I experimented with trying all 15 already, that don't work on any engine. It just kills it. So I use that just a 15 for that. But I buy that from Excalibur, which, by the way, that business is up for sale if anybody's interested in buying that. He's selling that remarkably cheap.
Yeah, I get my fuel from Rich's Brew.
Rich's Brew. The other one I'm getting.
That's what I use.
The other one that I'm ordering and I'm using is Power Master.
Yeah, that's good fuel, but expensive.
Depending on how you, it's expensive. Power Master is, but it depends on how you buy it. Wait until they actually advertise and show their discounts.
But the one thing for sure is that Power Master's premium fuel. It's good fuel.
Yeah. But the difference is you get 6 gallons in a case with them. So when you look at your price on what you're actually getting, you get a lot of fuel for the case. What I usually do, because shipping the stuff is where it becomes expensive. The hazmat and shipping it is what makes it the fuel expensive to bring it to you. So what I did now was I got a deal with the local hobby shop that's down here, and when he's ready to put in a fuel order is when I put in my fuel order, and he pays all the hazmat and freight deal. And because I buy a couple cases at a time, he gives me a multi-case discount.
Yeah, well, we do the same thing here with Rich's. We all work together, right? We get a whole order together for, cases and cases and cases, and then we get a decent price on it.
I mean, I'm getting them right now.
$22. You got to order Rich's on the telephone, don't you?
What's that?
You got to order Rich's on the telephone, don't you?
Yes. No, you can actually order it right online. Rich's where you can order right online.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was thinking it was telephone only. Okay.
No, you can also order right online. But I've already ordered online Rich's Brew. I've also ordered Power Master online. But when you order Power Master that way, I usually order it when I do it online is when they have their extreme sale, and then I'll buy four more cases at a time, and you get the multi, and you get them for about $25.
Now,
under 20.
Do they sell quarts? Does Power Master sell quarts? But you don't have to pay half that on a quart. So
yes, they do sell. They do sell quarts as well. You can still buy it in the quart.
Okay, so you can buy 4 quarts with no hazmat fee.
Yeah, but the problem with that is they charge you a lot more for the quart.
Yeah, most definitely. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
That's what I did with SIG. I used to buy quarts from SIG.
Let me put it this way: even if you paid the high price of the Power Master on their high end, it's going to cost you about $30 a gallon, $32 a gallon. You buy the 4 quarts, it's going to cost you $45 to get 1 gallon that way.
Yeah,
it's about $12, $11.50, $12 a quart of that. So it costs you way too much to buy it that way.
Yeah, SIG used to just sell it at the regular retail price for quarts, and it was less than $10, and so I'd buy 4 of those, and no hazmat fee. But I don't think you can get it from SIG anymore.
I usually go and, like I said, I buy it direct when they have their sale. I'll buy 4 to 6 cases from them, and they'll truck it out of here, and you get a discount for one shipping, the low one-time shipping fee, and that works good. I did that already when they had it really on sale when they boosted their price up. Now I got to deal with the local hobby shop. The local hobby shop hooks me up. When they make their order, they pay the hazmat fee and so forth, and I'm getting it from about $23 a gallon. So that's not my last purchase I just made, and I stocked up on it because I know it's going to be picking up again.
Yeah, that's a decent price.
That's $23 a gallon. I'm going to stock up on it now because I know it's going to kick up and be higher. While I can get it and I have the money, I can afford it. Right now, it's cheaper than down the road where I need it. So I do it that way. But yeah, they hook you up. So I would always check your local hobby shop and ask them when they're going to place their order in, and tell them you want a multi-case discount, and put your order in that way. That's what I do it, and they would work with you because they're making good money still on the gallon.
Yeah.
Jeff, they're not too far from where you are out there in California, where it actually comes from, the warehouse for Power Masters, where they the hobby is supplier is right out there by you.
They're in Anaheim, aren't they?
What's that?
Aren't they in Anaheim? Down by Disneyland.
You know, I got to look at the bill again, but maybe. But I know it's close by you because I was thinking of doing when I went out to Whittier. I was thinking of just going there and picking it up.
I thought Power Master was down in Anaheim, but I know there's.
But look up the warehouse.
I go to SoCal Racing Fuel in Downey, which is about maybe a 30 minute drive from here. And I buy 5% with 20% caster for $14 a gallon. I buy 10% for $18 a gallon.
Look up on your website. See if you have a warehouse out there or a hobby store that's out there for Hobbytown USA, because their warehouse, Hobbytown USA.
There's going to be nothing out here like that.
Well, look it up because the warehouse is actually in California, right near you, and that's where the fuel that I order through the Hobbytown USA hobby store over here. It comes from over there. They ship it in.
Let me see if I can split screen this thing without shutting everybody up. Hobbytown?
Yeah, Hobbytown USA. There's one right here in Las Vegas.
Hobbytown wouldn't order me a gallon, so I guess if I ordered a case, then they would have probably done it for me.
Oh, you want to buy just a gallon at a time? You're going to pay $32 or more a gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only way to buy fuel really nowadays is in bulk.
You have to buy in bulk. You want to buy in bulk. Don't sit there saying I'm going to buy a gallon at a time, because there's no more such thing as a $10 to $15 gallon anymore. Another $20.
You're not getting it. It's not happening.
It's not happening. But you have to buy it in quantity to try to break that price down and get there. Yeah,
That's right.
a better mark.
Like we go to Toledo every year and we get all our fuel for the whole club basically all in one shot, and we buy a pile of it. So then we get a good price on it.
And you get a good price on it.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
everybody thinks I'm running a bomb center out here with the amount of nitro fuel I got there. I says, you don't know. It's too hard to get, and I'm not going to go shopping a case at a time for it as quick as I go through it.
Like
Hey,
just my order alone this year was 15 gallons.
Yeah.
Hey, let me say something to Jeff because he's out there trying to screen share or something. But Jeff, if you're stuck out there, just hit the refresh button and refresh your browser and see if that'll get you at least back. There you go.
There he is.
That
He's
works.
back.
Yeah,
I
it
was still screening, but I found that Hobbytown. One of them's in Corona and the other's in Temecula.
Okay.
They're about an hour and a half away from me.
I think the one in Corona is the one I'm talking about. That's they have a store there, but that's also the main warehouse.
That's
But
probably
you
all right.
can go to them and you can actually you find out when they actually supply you all there, and you can buy the case quantity discounts from them. Comes out to about $23 a gallon.
20. I get it for 14. I get it
You
for
buying
14 at the hot rod shop.
at the hot rod shop? You're mixing your own.
No, they mix it for me. I just bring a gallon jug.
Okay. It's
14 bucks
VP.
for 5% and 18 bucks for 15 or 10%.
It's VP fuel. Or what blend is it? Who makes it? Is it VP fuel?
It's a VP fuel supply. It's called SoCal. It's in
Okay.
Downey.
Well, I gotta check that out because there's one up here in Pahrump, up a little bit north from here. There's one in Pahrump, and I found a VP racing gas station out there that actually does that.
They might mix it for you.
Yeah, they said they can get all. They said they can get all the ingredients and they can mix it. You just had to tell them what blend you wanted.
VP, they can sell you the ingredients in bulk too if you want.
Right.
Then you can
Yeah,
do the
they
same
want,
stuff.
you can buy 55-gallon drums from it too if you wanted it.
Yeah.
55-gallon drums. There's also a Rebel station that's near where if you're familiar with Vegas, where they have the speedway races for NASCAR. There's a Rebel station that's out there, and they mix it for you also.
Yeah, they
You
might
can
have
get
it.
they have it out there. I never really checked into that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out by Vegas Motor Speedway. There's Sunoco's out there, and I think there's 76 Racing Fuels out there, and then I think there's one more out there by the Vegas Motor Speedway.
Hey guys, I think did we lose Steve?
I don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
my screen said he was having connectivity issues.
Steve's all black and white looking.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not. I don't hear him saying anything now.
Hey Steve, that's
I
a
just,
sure sign he's gone.
I have his
Steve, if you
picture.
can hear
That's all
me,
I've got. Now I've got his picture and nothing else.
Steve, if you can hear me, refresh your browser and see if you can come back. But it's
No,
time to close the show as soon as they're getting back so we can say goodbye.
that's right. Say our goodnights.
All right.
Come on, Steve. What's going on there? Well, we
Well,
might have to just say goodnight to his
we
picture.
might have to, here, yeah, now it
Here he
says
comes.
connected.
Ciao.
He'll be back
He's
in a
coming.
second. Here he comes. Stephen joined the meeting. It didn't shut off the YouTube feed tonight like it has been doing at the
There he
beginning of the
is. There he
show.
is. He's back.
Okay.
Okay, Steve, we're gonna close up shop for tonight. I was waiting for you to get back, so we could say goodbye. But hey, I enjoyed the
It's been
show.
good.
I appreciate you coming in. Glad to see
Yeah, good
Lynn
show.
back. Glad to see Steve back.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, man. And all
So we'll
you
see you on
out
Monday.
there, I think we had a pretty good crowd. Let's see. Let me check and see how many we still got. We still got 9. Oops, it just dropped to 7. But so there's a few.
Yeah, because they're all bailing now.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
You guys, thanks for coming in, everybody. And
All right.
y'all come back,
We'll see you
everybody.
Monday.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you
You too.
Monday.
See you guys Monday.
Fair winds.
Okay.
Straight
Bye.
lines.
Good
Enjoy
See
night.
you
your
later.
weekend.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Hey, Len, you're still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was and Jeff, I was showing you the bottom of the airplane. I forgot to show you guys this.